Alright, so I'm going to do my best here to kind of show you what I was talking about. So I got a couple things here. First, we want to remove the hub here. This one's just a 3D printed buffer, but yours has the original one. So first we want to raise the print head. I like to just grab it by the belt and pull the belt sideways. It helps lift it up out of the way. Now we want to remove this, so take your original Allen keys and remove that section. So once you got that opened up and removed, just go ahead and lift it off. Alright, so now with that removed, you're able to kind of be able to access in behind the hot end. So one of the things that I like to look for is, I like to look in here, this area right here, to make sure that there's no filament or anything kind of jammed up in there. There's gears, so if you've got filament that might break off or something up in there, or gets caught up, there might be some broken up filament in there, and it's going to require you to kind of remove some additional bits and parts here in order to get it all cleaned out. But if there's nothing there in that little window, you should be okay. All right, so we were talking about setting the temperature. What you want to do is you can scroll through here, but this button here, the little sort of setting icon adjuster sliders, is where you go to set your temperature. So here's your nozzle, this is your heat bed, and you can do some preheating for PLA. That will set the heat bed and the plate, or a heat bed and the nozzle at the same time. That doesn't matter. What you just want to do is press the nozzle temperature. And for PETG, you probably want to set it to like 250, 260. Since I last printed with PLA, I'm just going to set it to 220. So go ahead and wait for it to warm up. Alright, once you're warmed up, as I mentioned before, melamine foam or magic eraser works really nice for cleaning off the nozzle. So go ahead and just, I like to clean it off, make sure it's nice and cleaned up. Don't worry about the melamine foam. It's not going to melt or burn or anything. It's thankfully enough a higher temperature than necessary. Next thing, once you have your NoClogger, see NoClogger, you just want to insert it into here. But remember, and it's going to be a little tough for me to do, but this is where you extract your extruder arm. So go ahead and extract that, and then or pull it back and push down on the NoClogger. Alright, once the NoClogger's in, and you want to continue to press this and push down with the other hand until it runs the filament out. I pushed a little bit already and it started to run out. Alright, so here you can see I pushed out any excess filament out of the hot end, and you can see the NoClogger's kind of down inside. At this point, I like to push and spin it a couple times. Just to make sure that it's getting anything. I try to raise it up and down, very, very minor, like we're talking like a fraction of an inch, like maybe like a quarter of an inch lift up and down with spinning, just to make sure you get any gunk that's on the inside of that nozzle stuck to the rod. All right, once you've done that, here's the magic here. You want to change your hot end temperature, leaving that in. You want to change that hot end temperature back to like 165. Since you're using PETG, you could probably set it to like 200, and that should be fine. But for PLA, I like to go well below the melting temperature, but just in that glass transition area to keep it kind of a little bit smooth and moving, but not so much that it's melted plastic. So go ahead and just wait for it to cool off. Alright, once cooled off, you can go ahead and give that nozzle a wipe there again. Once it's cooled off, go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to depress the extruder arm again. and we're going to spin this around circular, and then we're going to pull back. Okay, once you pull it back, you want to pull it all the way out, and as you can see, there's some bits of filament kind of stuck to the end of the NoClogger, which is a good sign. That means that hopefully you were able to pull that filament out, or anything that might have been stuck inside out with it. Alright, the next thing I like to do is I like to keep a couple bits of scrap filament around so that I can kind of do the same exact thing where I was pushing any plastic through the end, and then I'll cool off the hot end back down to 165, and I'll pull this out, and that's what's called a cold pull. So what you're doing is you're going to melt the plastic enough that you're pushing any remnants in the hot end down and out of the nozzle, and then you start cooling it off so that then any chunks of leftover plastic adheres to this strand of filament, and then when you are able to keep it just hot enough to be able to back out of the hot end, it pulls those bits with it. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up the hot end and do what I did before. So there's the filament inside. We're going to go heat it back up to 220. And if you're using PETG, you want to get it up to your normal operating temperature, like 250, 260, depending on the filament. So we're going to wait for that to come up to temperature, and then we're going to start pushing. As you can see, the color changed from black to white, so that's a good sign. It's still kind of a little bit gray, but go ahead and keep pushing. So now that we're clearly in the white, we're going to reset that temperature down to 165. And what I like to do is as this hot end's cooling down, I like to use some gentle pressure, still kind of pushing very slowly, pushing that filament down, still melting it, and as it continues to melt, we're kind of just trying to still force any old plastic out of that hot end. And as the temperature comes down to about 165, once it gets below 180, 175, 165. Once it gets really around like that 170 mark, you can pull that filament back out. So now as you pull that filament out, you can see the bulged end there. As you can see, there's really nothing, no color or plastic on the end. So I would say that was a successful cold pull. Now if you have a lot of discoloration, a lot more black, maybe some chunks of other colors, you would want to do that a couple times.